Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting and foundational tools in astrology, the birth chart. If you've ever wondered what your sun, moon, and rising signs mean, or how they work together to shape your personality, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Your birth chart, also called a natal chart, is essentially a snapshot of the sky at the exact moment you were born. It's like a cosmic blueprint that reveals your unique personality, strengths, challenges, and life path. To create your chart, you'll need your birth date, time, and location. Once you have that, you can use online tools or consult an astrologer to generate your chart. Let's start with the sun sign, which is the most well known part of the chart. Your sun sign represents your core identity, your ego, and your life purpose. It's the essence of who you are and how you shine in the world. For example, if you're a Leo sun, you're likely confident, creative, and love being in the spotlight. But remember, your sun sign is just one piece of the puzzle. Next up is the moon sign. While the sun represents your outward self, the moon reflects your inner world. It governs your emotions, instincts, and subconscious mind. Your moon sign reveals how you process feelings, what makes you feel secure, and how you nurture yourself and others. For instance, a Cancer moon is deeply intuitive and needs emotional closeness, while an Aquarius moon might value independence and intellectual stimulation. Now let's talk about the rising sign, also known as the ascendant. This is a sign that was on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. Your rising sign represents your first impression, your outward demeanor, and how you approach new situations. It's like the mask you wear when you meeting the world. If you're a Libra rising, for example, you might come across as charming and diplomatic, with a Scorpio rising might give off an intense, mysterious vibe. Here's the cool part. Your sun, moon, and rising signs work together to create a more complete picture of who you are. Think of it like this. Your sun sign is your core self, your moon sign is your emotional world, your rising sign is how others see you. For example, if you're a Taurus sun with a Pisces moon and a Gemini rising, you might have a grounded practical nature, Taurus, a deeply empathetic and dreamy emotional side, Pisces, and a curious communicative exterior, Gemini. To better understand your chart, let's quickly recap the 12 zodiac signs and their elements. Fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Passionate, energetic, and bold. Earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Grounded, practical, and reliable. Air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Intellectual, communicative, and social. Water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Emotional, intuitive, and sensitive. Your sun, moon, and rising signs will fall into one of these categories, which can give you insight into how these energies blend in your personality. Now that you know the basics, I encourage you to explore your birth chart further. Look at where your sun, moon, and rising signs are placed, and pay attention to the houses and other planets too. Each element adds depth and nuance to your astrological profile. And remember, astrology is a tool for self-discovery and growth. It's not about limiting yourself to a set of traits, but understanding your potential and challenges. Tropical versus sidereal astrology and house systems explained. Now we're diving into one of the most confusing but fascinating topics in astrology: tropical versus sidereal astrology and the different house systems. Whether you're new to astrology or just trying to wrap your head around these concepts, this video is for you. Let's get started. Tropical versus sidereal astrology. First, let's talk about the two main systems of astrology: tropical and sidereal. Both systems use the same zodiac signs, but they're calculated differently. Tropical astrology. This is the most common system in the West. It's based on the seasons and the Earth's relationship to the Sun. The zodiac starts at 0 degrees Aries, which is tied to the spring equinox around March 20 or the 21st. The tropical zodiac doesn't adjust for the precession of the equinoxes, which means it's frozen in time based on how the sky looked about 2,000 years ago. Even though the stars have shifted, tropical astrology stays the same because it's tied to the seasons, not the stars. Siderial astrology. This system is used in Vedic astrology and is based on the actual positions of the stars. It adjusts for the precession of the equinoxes, so the zodiac signs align with the constellations as they appear in the sky today. Because of this, sidereal astrology is about 24 degrees behind tropical astrology. For example, if your sun is at 10 degrees Aries in tropical astrology, it might be at 16 degrees Pisces in sidereal astrology. So, which one should you use? It depends on your preference. Tropical astrology is great for understanding seasonal energies and is widely used in the West. Sidereal astrology is more common in the East and is tied to the actual stars. Both systems are valid, but it's all about what resonates with you. House systems explain. Now let's talk about house systems. The houses in your natal chart represent different areas of life, like career, relationships, and home. But did you know there are multiple ways to divide the houses? Let's break them down. Whole sign houses. Whole sign houses is the oldest and simplest system. Each house is exactly 30 degrees and corresponds to one zodiac sign. The sign that contains your ascendant, your rising sign, becomes the first house. The next sign is the second house, and so on. The ascendant can be anywhere in the first house. It doesn't have to be at the beginning. Pros, it's easy to use and great for beginners. Cons, it doesn't account for the exact degree of the ascendant. Equal houses. Equal houses is similar to whole sign, but instead of tying the houses to the zodiac signs, it starts at the ascendant. Each house is exactly 30 degrees, and the ascendant is always at the beginning of the first house. Pros, it's simple and personalized to your ascendant. Cons, like whole sign, it doesn't account for the Earth's rotation. Placidus houses. Placidus is the most popular house system in modern Western astrology. It's a quadrant system, meaning it divides the sky into 4 sections based on the ascendant, midheaven, descendant, and the immun cheli. The houses are unequal in size because they're based on the time it takes for the ascendant to reach the midheaven as the Earth rotates. Pros, it's dynamic and personalized to your location and birth time. Cons, near the poles, some houses can become extremely large or small. Other house systems. There are other house systems too, like porphyry, divides the quadrants into 3 equal parts. Coke, similar to Placidus but uses a different mathematical formula. And Regiomontanus, based on the celestial equator and used in horary astrology. Each system has its own strengths, so it's worth experimenting to see which one you like best. How to choose a house system. So how do you choose a house system? Here's my advice. If you're a beginner, start with the whole sign or equal houses. They're simple and easy to understand. If you want something more personalized, try Placidus. If you're into Vedic astrology, go with whole sign or Sripati. And if you're feeling adventurous, explore porphyry, Coke, or Regiomontanus. Remember, there's no right or wrong system. It's all about what works for you.